I'm going to give some words on the concept of Shabbos. As you know, I feel that everything has a two-ness at its essence. There must be a two-ness to express oneness, unity. Amazingly, this is depicted and delineated in Shabbos, in the words Shabbatai, Shabbos, Shabbaton. The Talmud says how if Israel observes properly 2 consecutive Shabbos, the Mashiach will come. There are 2 levels of Shabbos, even in the one Shabbos. There's a level of Yom Shivishi, and then there's a level of Shabbat. Not only that, there's 2 levels of Shabbos. One comes in from the non-performance of labors. That's the general Shabbos. And then there's a personal Shabbos that comes in from doing Kiddush and Havdalah. So there's a general Shabbos and a personal Shabbos. This is expressed in the Mishnah of the second Mishnah of chapter 7 in the Talmud Shabbos, where it says there are 40 minus 1. The 40 minus 1, so it's like 39 plus 1. The 39 are the general, and the 1 is the particular, the personal. For everything, there has to be an external and an internal. And there's an external and an internal on both of these 2 Shabbotai. Another thing, what is this personal Shabbos? The personal Shabbos, to me, is reflected in the first Mishnah of chapter 7, of chapter 1 of Shabbat. And I consider the personal Shabbos and the major thing of the personal Shabbos and the essence of Shabbos to be the concept of Hutzah. Hutzah, the lifting up and the going out between Rashut and Rashut. This going out is expressed of the coming out in creation and the coming out of Mitzrayim, the changing of the location, passing the barrier. This to me is expressed in the Hegelian concept of Aufheben. That's why Hotzah is expressed in Akira and Hanacha, to uproot and then to put down. It's also the passing of any barrier in a linear plane, vertical plane. It's the passing of that Carmelos, the Rishis to Rishis, Rishus to Rishus, passing of any barrier is this idea of Aufheben. See, a lifting up of the entire day. That's what we have when we have Shabbos. Anyway, we lift up the mundane. It's expressed in the Sefirot of the upper three Sepharot of the Osea world going into Yetzirah. And everything moving up and leaving a space at the bottom of the Yetzirah, of the Osea world. The three meal, which may even have a connotation to the three meals. A little humor there. Anyway, this double entendre, I'll call it, the two-ness of Shabbos, is always expressed as an inside and an outside, and passing the domain from one to the other. It's always expressed as a general and a personal. And these few introductory words which they only are introductory. Each one of these words can be expressed as a hologram in a deep sense. As we progress, I wanted to use this as an introduction to Shabbos in general, the two-ness of Shabbos, the additional soul that enters into the Shabbos and which doesn't remove itself till after the third day, which happens to be the day, the last day that one could do Havdalah, because the soul enters in and doesn't leave until Tuesday. See? And I'll be telling you that story later, but that's why there's two Shabbosai are always in one, because the first Shabbos didn't end till Tuesday. Didn't end till the beginning of Wednesday. So of course they're integrated right there. So Shabbos is the expression of two-ness. Not much different than the tefillin is an expression of two-ness. Not much different than Pesach is an expression of two-ness, with Pesach and Pesach Sheni. Not much different than the year, an expression of two-ness, starting with the year in Tishri and the starting of the months in Nisan. Not too much than the concept of two-ness in the creation of the world. In the Bereshis, the two Zimzum, one for the circular and then one for the linear. So once one gets this concept of two-ness integrated into oneself, then one can see easily that Shabbos is also an expression of this two-ness concept.